Beautiful 18-year-old Desiree, who'd inexplicably vanished in the kind of unholy place angels like her would normally fear to tread.
I don't think she would have ever been where she was.
Why? I'll never understand why.
And it would take another angel who once walked on the wild side to penetrate a dark and dangerous underworld and unravel the mystery of Desiree's disappearance.
So you've literally put your life on the line to find this teenage girl, Desiree.
But wouldn't you want somebody to put their life on the line if it was your kid?
Desiree had grown up a happy small-town girl in Liberty, Missouri, a small suburb 15 miles outside of Kansas City. And she had been blessed from birth with striking good looks, perhaps the biggest brown eyes you've ever seen, and a vibrant personality.
She was gorgeous, not only on the outside, but on the inside. She was very outgoing. She could make anybody laugh. I mean, she could just light up a room walking in.
But since Desiree's disappearance, her mother Patty has been inconsolable and chokes up just at the mention of her daughter's name.
You were very close.
She's my baby.
Always had been, even as a teenager.
She used to always come up and lay in bed with me, and we would sit and watch TV. I'd give anything just to have that back.
She was just as loved by her stepmother, Jennifer, who married Desiree's father after he and Patty split up when Desiree was still a toddler.
She just has a very warm, bubbly personality, always loved being with family, with her brothers and sisters and her stepbrothers and sisters.
Desiree had 9 of them in all, a kind of Brady Bunch, plus her beloved pet dog and cat. And Jennifer says the whole family on both sides had hopes of Desiree becoming a teacher or a child care worker.
I could totally see Desiree doing something with babies or younger children, anything like that.
But Desiree wouldn't get a chance after suddenly going missing the night before Mom Patty's birthday.
We had been texting all day long, and she said that she would be home that night because her and one of my other daughters had something planned for my birthday.
It's the last time Patty would hear from her daughter. Desiree suddenly dropping off the radar after sending a message on her cell phone around 3 o'clock the next morning. Desirea Ferris texted her sister, "I'll be home tonight. See you in a little bit." It's the last time anyone's been in contact with her.
No phone activity, no Facebook activity, absolutely nothing. It's just gone.
I filed her missing.
Police would learn that Desiree's phone had gone dead shortly after that last text, with cell tower pings indicating she was in a dangerous crime and drug-ridden neighborhood in South Kansas City.
It was some rough areas and some rough people.
Desiree's family insists she was not a druggie. So how did she ever get here? Her family claims she started hanging out with the wrong people.
I just think that she was just naive and didn't really get the whole picture. Otherwise, I don't think she would have ever been where she was.
And police were asking themselves the same question.
Who she was with and what she was doing are all part of the investigation.
Dozens of Desiree's friends and family members would begin desperately searching the neighborhood where she is believed to have disappeared.
Sam and I will go this way.
Hitting the streets, then combing through wooded areas in the neighborhood and putting up missing flyers pleading for information on Desiree's whereabouts.
She's got family out here that is just heartbroken.
Mom Patty is so frantic, the family offers a $4,000 reward.
I want my baby home. I want her home safe.
Police would be flooded with anonymous tips about what may have happened to Desiree, some callers even saying they'd seen her alive.
There's different locations outside the metropolitan area, even outside the state, that have been reported that they saw her in a window or something like that.
And cops would continue to investigate every little piece of information they received on Desiree's disappearance.
They've worked hundreds of hours on this. One lead leads to another lead. One tip leads to another tip. And sometimes things get reinvestigated because things are cast in just a little bit different light.
Even if it only meant eliminating possibilities.
What about the theory that Desiree might have just run away, in effect, disappeared herself.
That's just out of character for her. There's no reason to believe, based upon the leads that have come in, that she's run off with anyone or that she would voluntarily disappear herself.
Desiree's family had also considered and then quickly dismissed that theory.
Yeah, you know, at first that runs through your mind because you don't want your mind to go anywhere else. So yeah, you're just thinking to yourself, oh, she's angry, did she get mad? You know, did mom make her mad? Did something happen? You know, we heard all kinds of things. We heard that her and her boyfriend had gotten in a, argument, and that, she just had gone, but nothing ever came about any of those stories.
She wouldn't just up and leave and disappear, run away. Anybody that knows Desiree knows better. I mean, she was a mama's girl.
And just when it seems like nobody will ever learn what happened to Desiree, an unlikely hero rides to the rescue.
Now we have Spike.
The mysterious disappearance of teenager Desirea Ferris had left police baffled, and Desiree's heartbroken mother, Patty, inconsolable.
I miss just hearing her voice, her laugh. I miss hearing her say, "Mom, I love you." That I could possibly never hear them words again. I'd see her big brown eyes.
Investigators with the Liberty, Missouri PD were still doing all they could to bring Desiree home to her grieving mom.
And they want to find out what happened to her. And so they're not going to stop until we do come to some sort of resolution to find out.
Focusing their investigation on the crime and drug-infested neighborhood of South Kansas City, where Desiree's phone had stopped pinging early on the morning of her disappearance.
Well, certain areas that investigators have gone back to time and again for this investigation are very rough. Trap houses, houses where drugs are sold or stored. They're dilapidated places. They're terrible places.
And Captain Hedrick says the people who occupy the drug houses, not surprisingly, haven't been very cooperative.
There are some people we believe that have not been completely forthcoming, and those people need to tell us everything and be honest and truthful.
As time goes by with no new leads, Desiree's family would grow impatient.
There's 9 kids between our families that want her home.
And they would escalate their own search for Desiree into what they call a family task force, even hiring a private detective to help.
Nobody's gonna love her like her family does. Nobody's gonna go to the lengths that her family and, the small army behind us that have gone to. There's nobody that's gonna do that.
Despite their tireless efforts, they're coming up empty, just like the police.
We just have nothing. I mean, we have not found her purse, her phone, a piece of clothing. I mean, we have absolutely nothing to go on.
That is, until this unlikely hero comes riding to the rescue.
I mean, he's gotten to the bottom of it.
His name is Spike Rosher, a concerned neighbor who thought he could help a family in distress. And he really is an angel of sorts.
Spike's been a godsend since he's been helping us.
Which is a little ironic because Spike has a hellish kind of past.
I was a biker. I ran with clubs. I got hemmed up in some trouble myself. Almost did time myself.
But it's precisely those credentials that would allow Spike to go where most others couldn't. Into the belly of the beast in South Kansas City, where he would bust into drug dens Desiree may have been the night she disappeared, and extract leads and tips from the dangerous criminals plying their trade there.
Isn't this disgusting? They're a parent's worst nightmare. They're the people that you would not want to have your child involved with, to be alone with, to get in a car with, any of the above.
But Big Tough Spike didn't think twice.
You're not afraid?
I don't scare easy.
He just kind of took it over and dove in head first, into these people and chasing them down, and not much scares him at all.
Nothing much scares Jennifer either, who insists on going along to ride shotgun for him, along with some of Spike's old biker buddies.
We have been in abandoned hotels, elementary schools, houses. We have climbed through windows, basements. We have been on the streets in the night, in the dark, in the woods in the dark.
Jennifer says she herself angrily confronted someone she suspects of murdering her stepdaughter.
You went face to face, toe to toe with the man who you believe is possibly responsible for Desiree's demise.
Yes.
You weren't afraid.
No.
And together, Jennifer and Spike believe they may have finally pieced together the puzzle of what happened to Desiree.
We think we have the, story and the people that were involved.
Tragically, the story doesn't have a happy ending. According to the family sources, an eyewitness saw something chilling in a white pickup truck under this carport at this drug house in South Kansas City.
What we was told is that her body was found in the truck that she was originally picked up from the home and deceased in the front passenger side seat of the truck.
Where there's a chilling spray-painted memorial to a man murdered here just weeks after Desiree vanished.
That's kind of how we connected her to this house.
Spike says he learned Desiree had been driven here by a friend in Liberty in that same truck where her body was said to have been seen. But they are still trying to learn how she died.
But everything that we have so far leads to the possibility that she's been murdered.
And that is your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Spike also says he heard a horrifying account of how her body was hidden.
One of the stories we were told is that her body was possibly placed in a barrel with concrete.
And a member of the family task force has already begun searching for it.
I'm a diver, so I've gone underwater and looked for barrels and things like that.
Police say they can't reveal details of the case, including leads uncovered by Spike's team.
Certainly we understand that the family's going to get information on their own. Nobody can blame them for that. I think they would do everything they possibly could, and if they think there's a chance that their efforts are going to help find out what's happened to Desiree, then they should pursue that.
Stepmom Jennifer says she truly hopes she and Spike are proven wrong about what happened to Desiree.
Because you don't ever want your child to end up like that.
And Desiree's birth mom, Patty, can only hope they're wrong, too.
How do you feel? Are you fearing the worst?
Deep down, yeah. But I'm not going to believe it. I can't. To me, I feel if I just accept it that she's gone, that's me giving up. And I'm not giving up until I have her home. One way or the other. I'm bringing her home.
Anyone with information about Desirea Ferris is asked to call the Kansas City Metro Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-816-474-8477.